there are some books that I've read or book series I read as a child that just gets me going, and I have like reading nostalgia right now. So I said, why not do a video about it? Okay, why not remind you of the book series that got some of us into reading, and maybe we can go back and revisit those series because they sure not on my bookshelf right now. Okay, they are not. Welcome in, beautiful people. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, I'm Darnaya, Darice, first name, middle name. Now I like to say that because some people just assume Darice is my last name. It's not. It's my middle name. Okay, it's my middle name. All right. Now that we got that clear, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I love you, everyone who leaves feedback for me. I love to hear what you're reading. I love to hear what's going on, what's motivating you to be productive in life, and just, keeping it positive, because we need the positivity. We need inspiration. We need motivation. We need encouragement, okay? Some way. So you're going to get a hit, okay? But anyway, let's get into my nostalgia reads. So there are 3 specific book series that just got me into the enjoyment of reading as a child. I always loved to read, and luckily I had the type of mom who bought me books and if I wanted books, she would buy them and get them for me so I can have in my collection. Some of them I didn't even ask for. She just got it for me. But let's start with the very first one. My top book series as a child. I don't know if you remember this series. I'm popping on the screen, but it's the Babysitter's Club. OMG. And the first book in that series was Christie's Great Idea. And I remember reading that and running through it. I love the idea of friends getting together. It reminded me of my friends and I, because we would come up with all sorts of things all sorts of ways to try to make some quick coins, quick few dollars so we can walk to 7-Eleven or ride our bikes to 7-Eleven, to the corner store, things like that. And so Christie's Great Idea, they're meeting together and they're like, why not we be babysitters and start this babysitters club where we rotate being a babysitters for people's kids. And then they started coming up throughout the series with great ideas like camps and different things to do. And I just thought it was so cute. They were easy to read. They were fun. They were light. And so if you do have children, even young girls, anyone really can read them. That is a fun series to get into, and I may want to buy that collection because I don't have it now. All the books I had as a child, or many of them, my mom gave away to some of my cousins, so I don't have them. That she gave them to them when I went off to college, so I don't have them, but I want to get them again. I love that series. And then they came out with a movie. They just so happened, 1995, to come out with the Babysitter's Club movie. And of course, I watched it. And when I think about Babysitter's Club, it also makes me reminisce. Let me know if you're the same way. It makes me reminisce about old movies like Clueless. I don't know why Clueless pops up. It Takes Two. Movies like that. It's like you grow up on those and they're like just so nostalgic, right? Am I the only one? Am I the only one? So if you see me moving I have this pillow. So I work from home, right? So I have this pillow when I'm at my desk. It's just for back support. Listen, I'm 39. I'm in my late 30s. I need the back support. I'm a former dancer. I also did gymnastics in college. And so all those years of flipping, stomping on my legs, all that good stuff, it's coming pan a toe, okay? But let's get into the second book series that is just so nostalgic for me. And that is the American Girl selection. I don't know if you remember the American Dolls. I'll pop on the screen. My mom bought me an Addie doll, and the Addie dolls would come with a book, or the American Dolls would come with a book too. So Meet Addie was like book 1, I believe, and I was able to get that one. And I love that because she wanted to give me books and dolls and inspiration that look like me as well, and also just be well-rounded with that. So I had the Babysitters Club series that she would constantly get, and I would read through those quickly. But also, I did enjoy the American Girl series, reading them and reading about the different little girls. And so Addie was my first one. I had the Addie doll, loved it. She was dark-skinned, beautiful, okay? And then they had the Samantha doll and the Samantha book, Meet Samantha, you know, and then they had each and every one. And I just love that series because it gives different inspirations, right? And then also that unity of seeing, okay, these are what you can find or what you'll see around you or in your environment. And so I did enjoy that. If you have, I don't have the Addie doll anymore. I wish I did, but I would love to get that collection again to have, because that is another nostalgia for me. It's so much to get, but those are more collectibles, not necessarily where I'll put everything back on the TBR. I may reread here and there, but I do want to have it as a collection in general. All right, and then the last one, or not even the last one, it's so many book series, but number 3 that I remember the most is the Goosebumps series, okay, by R.L. Stine. The Goosebumps series, everybody was reading those that I knew in the area, and they were pretty good. Again, they were easy to read. They gave you a little, they tried to throw in a little mystery, a little horror, a little suspense, a little thriller, you know, just good, fun books that keep you on your toes, keep you turning the pages. And I believe they had some shows and things like that. And so Goosebumps was another one that, I would get that series again and collect them, and also have them for my children or their children to pass on to read. Let me know which one of these, whether the Babysitters Club you read, the American Girl collection, and did you have the American Dolls with it, and also the Goosebumps collection by R.L. Stine. I see them, like, the last time I went to Second Charles, I've seen them on the shelves. They're still on the shelves. Like, even Babysitters Club, they have like the Little Sister series. The series are still going on. They have so many spin-offs, like they're the Before Forever spin-offs and things of that nature. So that is cool. Now, this is a very short video. I just want to touch base on that. But before I go, let me update you where I'm at on my September TBR. So I have finished, finally, yesterday, which was Wednesday, September 10th. I finally finished this book, The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. This is a thriller. Now, with this book, it is very much more suspense than it is thrill, if you will. It's very much mystery. You're going to have lots of narration and less dialogue in this book. I gave this book 3.25. Is it a must read? No, but it's still a good read. It's a good read if you like a great story. So if you're one of those who don't need a lot of action in your thriller books and want something good to read, and it's just, you know, it keeps you going. Each chapter she leaves off with some type of suspense, and you're like, oh, okay, I gotta read to see what's going on. I gotta continue. But it took me 5 days to read. Okay? I had to stretch it out. Granted, I didn't make much time to read, but I did read during my breaks and lunches and a little bit at night, not as much as I usually do. But it wasn't one of those books like some of Kennedy Ryan's books, like Before I Let Go, the Skyland series, or the Hoop series, or Real, or some of S.A. Cosby work, where it's like, no, I want to finish it. I got to finish it now. It's not that, but it was still a good read. Will I read another Julie Clark? Yeah, for sure. I definitely would read her. She has a book called The Lies I Tell. I want to read that someday, but it's not a hurry. Like, oh, I got to hurry up and read. And then she has another book called The Flight something. I can't remember her first book. I heard that was good, but, you know, it's like, you know, it's fine. It wasn't bad. What I'm reading now is just a quick little booklet. This is about 115 pages or so. This is actually for elementary school kids. It's very short. It's on the War of 1812. My husband had picked up these books. They have it at the Troy University in the location we're at Troy. They have like a bin where it's like free books, and he picked up so many, and this was one of them. And I said, okay, I'll read a little bit about the War of 1812. I'm on page 80 already. Just started today. Now, sorry. Now it does highlight the way this part of history is told in this particular volume. It is set like, oh, everything was hunky-dory, everything was happy, like, oh, the settlers came, and the settlers noticed that the British and the French were at war with each other, and Canada was still under British rule, and the Canadians were helping the natives, the Native Americans, with supplying guns and weapons, and we wanted to go take their land. Well, we wanted to just come over there, and we wanted to, basically the way they're saying they got into the war, we had to get into the war because the natives were fighting us and didn't want us to take their land. They were fighting back, the audacity. So of course we had to declare war on June 18th, 1812, to fight against the British and have them stop trading with the natives, or have them on the Canadian border trading with the natives. And so the way it's written is not like, it's written like everything was well, like it's written from how we would view it now, how they would say Americans is using American language, when instead of, no, these are still Europeans, these other British folk, other European folk who came to this space on the eastern side of this country and took over land. And so it obviously is written for the settlers, Americans, to be the hero in this book, but it's still informative. So just be mindful of the books you read or what your children are studying, whether in school, and make sure you add in context to the times that they're studying that maybe teachers or other books or areas won't add. Now, the next book I do plan to read, I do plan to tackle Blacktop Wasteland next, and I plan to start this later today by S.A. Cosby. This book I heard was so good. This is the only one left of S.A. Cosby that I have to read, so I'm excited to jump into it. Let me know if you've read any Julie Clark's. What is your favorite S.A. Cosby read? Yeah, and so I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you got a little nostalgia, was able to reminisce just a little bit with me. And yes, and you know how I like to close out. In the meantime, in between time, always remember to keep rising.
I'm telling you that there ain't no other way. Pack your bags and leave.